Well, I'm making bee traps, Carpenter Bee Traps. I want to thank all the YouTubers out there who've already done a YouTube video about this. I pulled a lot of ideas from you guys. And bottom line for me, it came down to what kind of scrap wood that I have laying around in the house. After all the projects, almost 20 years in this house, I have, I keep the scraps. I'm a hoarder of scrap wood. Oh. And that was one thing they said to watch out for if you're going to use one of these spade bits. That's the binding. But the key is to get a hole through the bottom, about 1 inch, that the bees can find their way to the daylight once they crawl in to the 45-degree angled hole that I have created up through there, which is the size, it's a 1/2 inch hole, and that's the size of a carpenter bee, a female carpenter bee, or whatever bees are drilling the holes, I guess. So they'll find those holes, they'll go in and investigate, see if they got any buddies inside there, any larvae to tend to, and then they get trapped inside one of these. You can pick these up. I picked these up at Walmart, a dozen of these mason jar kind of deals. I picked them up for just under $8 for a dozen. And the way it worked out, I had enough scrap wood laying around without digging through and finding more to make 11 of these. So I'll use up all but one of the mason jars. And so anyway, it's pretty simple to make these things. You know, the key is just not sending a nail through your finger. These are staples that I'm using here. I built the whole thing with staples that are 1.5 inch long staples. So anyway, I have had such a problem with the carpenter bees. I have a lot of outdoor wood structures. I have a pavilion in the back. I have wood steps in the front, which they've annihilated, by the way. I mean, we're on their way to annihilating. Colony of them. I didn't know any better. I thought, oh, look at the pretty bees spreading the pollen. We don't want to hurt the bees, but they were starting to get kind of aggressive and guarding the entrance to my house. And I was like, what is going on with these things? And I finally looked into it, and sure enough, it's like, well, these guys are carpenter bees, and they're probably destroying something nearby. So sure enough, I went underneath the front steps, and those guys were going to town. So yeah, I've already captured and killed a bunch of them just with the old tennis racket method. So I've kept these guys to use as bait. Hopefully they're still putting off pheromones of some sort. I doubt that they are. They've been dead a couple of days. But anyway, we'll put some of these inside there. Hopefully they give off a scent and it draws more. But anyway, so this is the last of 11 of these things that I'm making that I'm going to put around different places in my house, and that's what you end up with. I do have one more step so that I can hang these things. You notice I made it flush on the back here with this little roof here. I made the back of it flush, and the one step I have left is to add this little hanger where I'll drill a hole through that, send a screw through there, a long screw into a piece of wood, where it will just sit flush like that against a gable piece of wood. Anyway, yeah, I got to give credit to all the other YouTubers who've given me ideas on this. And you know, there's a lot simpler ways to build these things, but they don't look as nice. They don't look as cute. And I had the wood laying around. So anyway, you can see here that I've got 20. I'm sorry. I have 11 of these guys made, and they are getting ready to be deployed throughout the house here on different areas. So I might even have 1 or 2 enough left to hand out to some neighbors and be neighborly. Anyway, it's a beautiful Sunday morning out here, and if you're celebrating Easter, happy Easter. If you're celebrating first fruits, happy first fruits. I had to knock out this project because it is a problem that I had to deal with very quickly, because these bees have all gone around, I think, within my zip code and said, hey, we found the spot. Well, let's all gather over at Ty's. And it's a problem, so I had to deal with it. It got to an emergency level, actually. I had to replace some wood. Anyhow, that's the way you build them. There they are. This took me probably, I don't know, probably the better part of, to make 11 of them, it probably took me 16 hours. So, hope you enjoyed it. It's real easy. All of it's done with staples. And this is a 1-inch spade bit going through the bottom. These are half-inch holes right here at a 45 going up. And I have another piece of wood stapled inside this one to give it a longer tunnel. Another piece of well, I guess they call this 1x. It's not 1 inch thick, but I have another piece of wood the same width as that on the inside, on each side of this, to make a longer tunnel so that less daylight gets through the sides, and the only daylight is down and out the bottom. Hate to do it. I hate to kill the bees, but you know, they have plenty of places to go hang out. You know, my zip code and my address is not the place for them to hang out. So anyway, have a good day and check you later.